The UK is spending billions supporting NATO missions in Afghanistan and Libya, but it's cutting social programs back home. Do you think London is spending its money wisely here?
Well, look, Anissa, that is the backdrop to all of this, which is this is a kind of an IMF riot, the sort of thing that we used to see back in the 1990s and 80s in third world countries. That kind of thing is now coming home.
The latest violence began this afternoon in Hackney in East London, when police were attacked with rocks and missiles. It soon spread south to Lewisham and Peckham, where shops and cars were set on fire. And this was the scene in Birmingham tonight as the violence spread outside the capital for the first time since the trouble erupted on Saturday.
Let me be absolutely clear. Those responsible for this violence and looting will be made to face the consequences of their actions.
Counting the cost in Tottenham in North London, where it all began, businesses lost and homes destroyed.
Just couldn't believe it. Our building was going up in flames. You know, and it's like, 10 minutes longer in that building and we would have been dead.
Share prices across the world continue to fall despite efforts from President Obama to calm fears about America's economy.
Markets will rise and fall, but this is the United States of America. No matter what some agency may say, we've always been and always will be a AAA country.
In a development which will alarm police and politicians, tonight the trouble moved outside London. This was Birmingham, vandals and looters out in the city centre. Social media has played a massive part in the spread of information. Police have warned that anyone inciting violence through social networking sites could face prosecution. The technology company BlackBerry has said it will try to assist the authorities in tracking down the troublemakers.
But I am absolutely clear there is no excuse for looters or thuggery or violence on the streets.
The way that the youth have been completely sold out. Most of these people who are out on the streets really feel there's no future for them. They've been spending a lot of their time doing things like playing video games, and they can't see a future for them in conservative Britain. So there's going to have to be a lot of soul searching within the government, and also there's going to have to be some kind of answer given for these young people. I suspect the Conservative response is going to be to come up with something like national service, but that's not what these young people need. They need a future, they need jobs.
They don't care. I've never seen such a disregard for human life. Nice little anarchists, I hope they have a nice little party, I hope they rot in hell. Because the grief they have caused people, the fear they've put in people's hearts, decent people who have done nothing to anyone, and the fear in them.
2 days ago, this was someone's home. 26 families lived in the flats here above a carpet shop. The building teetered all day on the edge of collapse. Tottenham, where the violence began on Saturday, can even now scarcely believe what has happened. Rosie Patusa lived here. She escaped with her life, but lost everything else.
There was another neighbour trying to get out the building, we were just like in such a panic. And then we got outside and then I saw the building, there had flames going up the building. And it was just black smoke coming billowing down from the corner of the high road.
We are still, as you say, hearing reports of pockets of unrest, sort of groups of youths ranging around.
No, I live here. I'm just astounded at what you're doing. You're getting your taxes back. What do you mean by that? So by stealing things, you're getting your taxes back. Are you proud of this? Are you proud of what you're doing?
As Deputy Prime Minister, can I ask you, is this like what's going to happen in England now because of cuts and people's homes are going to be burnt and suddenly made homeless?
No, I don't think so.
Why won't we protect it?
Say borrowing has gone through the roof. Unemployment is up, but that's precisely what's hit Alistair Darling this morning. New figures show borrowing at a post-war record of £90 billion. The number of people out of work now stands at 2.1 million. The Tories are in the mood to stick the boot in. Here's David Cameron.
Well, sadly today we're going to see a budget with appalling debt figures. We're going to see a set of national accounts that are absolutely drowning in red ink. Because this government's approach of spend, 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 borrow, borrow, borrow hasn't worked, isn't working, and today is going to be the day of reckoning.
Violence isn't, if people just continue doing it, it ain't going to heal the pain.
Many experts, though, the blame for the serious market fluctuations rests with computers, the speed with which they carry information worldwide, and the conditioned reflexes built into them by humans.